Hey there, everybody. Good afternoon. It's Tuesday. It is November the 4th. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jason Boyer. And, our weather here in Western North Carolina is really going to be on autopilot for the next several days. Yes, we have our chance of rain late night Friday, but it's really not a big deal. I really want to focus and take this time to focus on the bigger impact in terms of the overall weather pattern. And that's going to be an Arctic blast, right? The first one of this season that's going to have a pretty big impact on us. It's going to be the strongest or coldest, if you want to rank it that way, of the season. So let's kind of lay it out for you. This Arctic blast is going to hit next week. All right, we're talking well below average temperatures starting Monday and going into Tuesday. The coldest blast of the season, as I mentioned, and it's also likely to be accompanied by the first significant snow in the mountains. That's possible. Yeah, we're talking maybe a couple to several inches of snow. Not out of the realm of possibility with this setup. So how's this setup look? Well, it's a classic big low pressure that's going to settle into the Great Lakes, and the main energy is going to kind of pinwheel around this low, and we're going to see strong northwesterly winds take hold into next week, and that's going to help not only pull down the cold Arctic air, but push that cold Arctic air into the mountains across the Blue Ridge, the Smokies, and the Appalachians, and that air has to rise as it comes into the mountains, so it's going to be wrung out as some snow, and that precipitation likely starts to fall Sunday night and really picks up through the day on Monday. Look how far we expect the polar jet stream to get, way down here into northern or central Georgia. I mean, that's pretty far south for early November. So again, this is a snapshot at what the upper air pattern could look like Monday morning next week. All right, this is the snow, and there's some darker colors in here indicating some heavier bands of snow that will set up close to and along the Tennessee state line. If you're new to this area, this is a typical northwest flow snow. What does that mean? Northwest winds hitting the mountains. The mountains are a barrier. The air goes up, and as it rises, it condenses into clouds, it snows, and then it comes down on the other side, and that descending motion dries the air out. That's why we don't see a lot of snow here, even in Asheville at this point. But a lot of this is up here in the high elevations. We're talking above 3,500 feet accumulating snow into early next week. We still don't have the details yet, folks. We still don't know how much snow is going to add up because a lot of things have to come together, and there's still a lot of uncertainty, but we're going to continue to refine that forecast and let you know, so stay tuned. One thing we are very certain of is just how cold the air could get. This is the feels like temperature or the wind chill, right, for Monday morning next week. Look at this. Teens for feels like temperatures and 20s. So get ready. And even colder still into Tuesday of next week. Might even be in the single digits for wind chills. That gives you an idea of how strong the wind is going to be, along with that big push of cold air from the Arctic. So, hey, stick around. We're going to be talking more about this throughout the week. We're going to get better data. We're going to have a better idea of how much of that snow is wrung out and if, any could fall in Asheville. So I've seen it before. Been here 16 years now. In these situations, we can get snow in Asheville. The problem is going to get it to actually accumulate. All right. We'll talk more about that. Thanks for joining. Hope you have a great day.